Mike Taylor Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor. And now, live from San Antonio, Mike Taylor.
Yes. Oh, my God. We're back again. How you boys doing? It is the final show of 2K23, yo. The next time you see this show will be 20 and 24, as New Year's Eve is nigh upon us this Sunday, and then the first day of 2K and 24, which I'm looking forward to. I like even numbers anyway. I don't like odd numbers. I don't mind dealing with odd numbers, but I would rather deal with an even one. And so I'm looking forward to the turn of the calendar to the year of our Lord and Savior Mary, 20 and 24. And so this will be the final show we do of 20 and 23. Jump in here.
Speaking of odd numbers, this is show
sir.
199.
That is right. I'm writing that down. Episode 199. It's a hell of a time to end the year.
I feel like maybe we should sneak a 200 in there this weekend or something. I don't know. It feels weird. You said you don't like odd numbers. We're on 199.
Really. No.
Feels like we should end the year on a show 200. Maybe we should work tomorrow or Sunday or something.
Overreact.
Do the Cowboys play Sunday, right?
Yeah, and the Cowboys play Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
They play in 2 days. Weirdly enough, it's 7:30 against the Lions. And I got overreact.
How are you going to pull that one off?
Well, it's up to you. Tell me, Bubba. I mean, I will do it via phone like I've done before, but the last couple of shows we've done have been really cool with you.
Are you not working Saturday?
At the liquor store? Yeah. I'm stuck in there till 9 o'clock till we close.
So they have the night game.
Yeah.
Night game.
Well, I'll have to watch the game at the liquor store, and then when I get out of there, race home, and I'll listen to the great Brad Sham in the car on the Sports Star.
So that'll be show 200 then. We will end with 200 on the year.
See, that ain't right, because we haven't counted any of the other Cowboys overreacts all year.
Yeah, we have. We've been replaying them as shows.
Did you count those as shows?
They're already being counted as shows.
Oh, so that's part of the 199.
Yeah, that's going to be 200.
Okay, sorry, I was confused. Yeah. I thought that was separate. Okay, well, there it is. We have a 200 show on Saturday night. Yeah, Cowboys and Lions is the fighting Dan Campbells from Glen Rose, Texas will come in here and probably kick the Cowboys' ass, because the Lions are more talented than Dallas is, although the Cowboys have been better at home and are desperate after 2 losses. I think the Cowboys have played pretty good Saturday, but I don't think they're going to beat Detroit. I think Detroit wants to continue to make statements that they're legit and for real. And I bet they come in here and beat Dallas's ass on Saturday night's my pick. There's my pick there. The Taylor Power Index predicts Lions 28, Cowboys 27, and a barn burner. I said kick their ass. I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think a kicker may determine it. I think the Lions win by a point on Saturday night, and I'll have overreact, which I've just been told by my producer will be show 200 of the year. So we will end it on an even 200. So today's 199. It's the final Mike Taylor Live, certainly, of 2023 in this current form. And I've got stuff to do and decided to mail it in here. So we're doing the show from K-Mike Studios as DJ LG. Emanates from LG Studios as we're going to put a bow on 20 and 23 today and look ahead to 20 and 24. I have failed the listener once again because there's too many to get in, so I still have to do some Christmas payoffs, some Red Kettle payoffs, LG. So when we get back in here, we need to have like a kettle payoff show at some point. Maybe we just stop down and do an extra show where I just do payoffs for an hour. You down with something like that? That'd be funny.
10-4, apricot.
Launch it for members, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. You know, it's a weird time. Everybody's in kind of mail-in mode right now. So it's like I'm excited that this is the last year. I should do a good job today. I'm planning on doing good shows today. But it's that weird week where I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. That week after, the week in between Jesus' birthday and the New Year's. this week we're in, it's kind of a dead week for humankind. You still got to go to work and stuff, but you don't really want to. Your heart's not really much in anything. Americans tend to half-ass. Well, we're a bunch of half-assers anyway in this country. Most of us are. But we really kick in that half-assery in this dead week between Christmas and New Year's. And it's like you go to work, you do your job, but you don't really want to. You just want to do nothing this week. So,
well, and for those with
mm,
kids, you now got to
yeah,
find childcare because you still have to work.
right. And they're not in school. It's a giant pain in the ass. It's kind of it's a beatdown week, It's a total beatdown week. So that being said, this is the last weekday show. It is the last Taylor Live in this form. I will do the Cowboys show Saturday night after the game with the Lions, brought to you by the law office of Orlando Kill. But as we wrap up this year, we'll talk about the year that's been and look ahead to next year. And as we get into the final weekday show of the year, I'm reminded once again that we need subscribers. We don't have nearly enough subscribers here. We're trying to get to 3,000. I really could use a haircut. My hair is getting long. I used to keep it long, but I don't like it. And I'm getting older and my hair's thinned a little bit. See that? See that hairline right there, LG? That's why I keep my hair long in the front to hide that shit right there.
There's also the gray is more prevalent these days.
Way more prevalent when my hair gets long.
It's sprinkled through there like you did like some like just for men like touch of gray or something.
Oh, like it's that sexy salt and pepper look.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. No, dude, my hair is it's unruly, and so.
But the longer it is, the better the mullet's going to be.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just why I'm doing this. Which we need to get to 3,000. It's taken a while because most anybody that knows that we exist have already become a subscriber. We need new people. We need 60-something new subscribers. So if you're watching this and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. And you can subscribe on YouTube or Spotify. Get your buddy to do it. Sign your kid up, whether they watch it or not. We'll just get us to 3,000. So, because once we get to 3,000, I'm going to go get my head shaved on the side and I'm going to have a mullet for a week to celebrate 3,000 subscribers. But we need to hurry up and get there before I wind up looking like Tom Hanks in Castaway before I'm able to get that mullet done. And you're right, the longer my hair gets, the more badass the mullet's going to look. But still, we need to get to 3,000 so we can start over. All right. So here we are. It's me and LG. And I want to talk about this year and what a hell of a year it's been. And look ahead to the year. There are news items to get into. How about those fighting Texas Aggies? Last night the Aggies got beat, but we didn't have our quarterback. The A&M Aggies finished one of the worst seasons they've had in a long time, and that's saying something for the Aggies. There's the old Aggie salute. Dope, we lost. Oh, we lost. Oh, gig 'em, we lost. A&M one play into their bowl game last night with a 40-year-old coach, speaking of mullets. What was that, the Penis Butt Bowl or some shit out in Houston they played in? I can't keep up with these bowls. The one play into the game, and A&M's quarterback, Jalen Henderson, goes down with a broken arm, I think. And so one play in, A&M now has to turn to its fourth quarterback of the year. And kid played his butt off, but he's a baby, and he's inexperienced, and A&M gets beat last night by Okie State in the Penis Butt Bowl, 31-23, ending thus the worst season in Aggieland in some years. And they were an Aggie team that was down to its fourth quarterback. Half its offensive linemen have either transferred or gotten hurt. 10 of the 11 starters on defense are all gone, whether it's the transfer portal or guys wanting to hold out for the draft or injuries or whatever. So it's an A&M team basically playing its third string team last night, and they were missing everybody. But so what? Their first team was shitty anyway. Bunch of 4- and 5-star players in College Station. And they sucked all year anyway, and were barely a 500 team again as A&M embarrasses the state of Texas with their lofty expectations and their shit output. The culture there has gotten awful, and they finally lop off the head of Jimbo Fisher. Goofball offensive coordinator Bobby Petrino didn't make it to the end of the year either. Hell, he's shockingly back at Arkansas. Just goes to show how much they care about Bobby Petrino's indiscretions in Fayetteville. They hire his ass back as the OC. Watch, he'll wind up being the head coach again. Jimbo Fisher's disappeared into God knows where with all of his billions. And so the Aggies have now turned to Mike Elko, who did not coach last night. They had an interim coach. Mike Elko was watching from the bleachers, and he inherits an A&M program just chock full of a football herpes outbreak in Aggie land. And so the Aggies in their season, thankfully. The Longhorns, of course, will get their season back up and running Monday. We've got the national semifinal. Alabama will take on Michigan, the cheaters. And then we'll get Longhorns in Washington Monday night in the late game in the semifinal. We got the Alamo Bowl tonight. Anybody going to the Alamo Bowl? I thought about going to the Alamo Bowl, but things changed in my personal scene. My twins were supposed to be here this week, and it fell through. So
I got 4 kids to feed.
Yeah, and so rather than just me and Nina go along to watch Oklahoma, we decided not to go. Had the twins been here, we were going to go. I love the Alamo Bowl, and I love all the guys over there. The great Bob Cohen, who's on that committee, and longtime Alamo Bowl dude. What was it? Rick? Was it Fox? Rick Fox? Am I getting it mixed up with the former Lakers great? But that's a good bowl. We always get a good matchup. Thought about going, but nah. You know what? Twins aren't here. F it. I'm gonna keep the money. And oh, good God, I have no idea what I was gonna say. Nina just walked by and flashed me. This is what happens doing the show at home. Anyway, we're not going to go. I decided to go work. I'm going to be at the liquor store tonight. So it's Oklahoma and future Big 12 team Arizona in a weird matchup between the outgoing Sooners, who are headed to Big John Southern Plantation Country, and Arizona, who's coming into the Big 12. Brent Venables, who always looks like he needs to fart because he's so wound up. He just looks like he's got that 1950s old school jarhead look to him, which I just don't know that I could play for that dude. And I still maintain that Venables is not the right guy to lead that team to glory, and they'll figure it out in a year or two. What else in the news today? We'll talk about the year that was. The great Darren Woodson is in the news. Darren Woodson, who I have maintained over the years, has the greatest body I've ever seen on a man. The most insane physique I have ever seen on a human being belonged to the great Darren Woodson in his heyday. Back in my young days at the Metro Sex, when I was covering sports up there for Mickey Radio, part of my assignment during the season was to cover at least one, if not two, Cowboys practices during the week up at the Old Valley Ranch. And I will never forget, and I'm a heterosexual man, steeped in heterosexuality. But I just could not take my eyes off of the great Darren Woodson when he would walk through the locker room without a shirt on. It was unbelievable. And for that alone, he should go to the Hall of Fame. But Darren Woodson yesterday was named a 2024 Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist. It is way too late. He should have been in the Hall already. I don't know why he is not. I don't know why it's taken him this long. He was a finalist last year. He's a finalist again this year. Obviously did not make it last year. Maybe he will this year. I'm not going to hold my breath for whatever reason. Those old 90s badass Cowboys teams with the triplets and Larry Allen and Charles Haley For whatever reason, Woodson's been the least respected of those all pros that the Cowboys had. Darren Woodson was one of the best 3 or 4 or 5 safeties in the NFL in the 90s on a franchise that won 3 championships in the 90s. Yet Woody, for whatever reason, has always kind of been the odd man out. It's appropriate that the guy with the greatest body I've ever seen is also called Woody, because he gives us all Woodies when he walks by us, even the heterosexual ones. It is stunning, and it is bullshit that he's not gotten into the Hall of Fame. He absolutely should be in. I'm happy he's a finalist, and that's what it's at. All right, what else? We've got a couple of other notes I want to get to. Then we're gonna jump in here to the year that was. Where are our Spurs this year? My God, what a year it's been for them.
Spurs.
The Spurs have a back-to-back in Portland starting tonight with the Blazers at that Moda Center. The Blazers, of course, traded Damian Lillard to the Bucks. They drafted Scoot Henderson, and the Bucks suck. The Blazers suck. Not nearly as bad as the Spurs suck, but we got 2 suck-ass teams tonight as they play each other in a back-to-back tonight and tomorrow night. And Pop's already said that no way Wemby's going to play in both of the games, not just because it's a back-to-back, but because he still has a sore ankle. He insists he could play in both games. They want to protect him from himself. And so Wemby, I don't know if he'll play. I don't know if he'll be playing tonight or not. I don't know if he'll be playing this game.
This headset again.
So he's either going to play in tonight or tomorrow night's game. And frankly, hopefully we'll find out later this afternoon, in time. I want to know whether he's going to play tonight, because whether or not I watch the Spurs anymore is contingent upon whether or not Victor Wembanyama is playing. Because if Victor Wembanyama is not playing, I have negative interest, negative zero interest in watching the Spurs right now. Wemby plays, I'm watching Wemby. That's it. And when Wemby's not out there, I don't give a shit. I go take a dump, grab some popcorn, grab another beer. Wemby back in, cool. He's been on a minutes restriction, which I understand, but if he ain't out there, I ain't interested. It's like one of those movies. You ever seen a movie that was just kind of shitty, but it had a really good actor in it that you really liked, and that actor was kicking ass in that movie and basically carried that movie, and every scene that did not involve that actor, you were out and falling asleep and could barely even get through the scenes then until that actor showed back up? There's a lot of movies like that, and that's the Spurs movie right now. They are a dog shit movie, a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, but Wemby's on the team, and so all of the scenes that involve him you're interested in seeing, and so we'll see if he plays tonight or tomorrow night. The Blazers are only 8-21. Scoot Henderson's had a bad rookie year, mostly because he's been hurt. He sprained his ankle real bad, and he's missed a bunch of games for them. He's back playing, but he hasn't played a lot. And Chauncey Billups, remember him? He's the coach of the Blazers now. He got the job over Becky Hammon. Chauncey has decided to bench Scoot Henderson because he thought that Scoot was trying to, and tell me if you've heard this before in recent days, out there trying to do too much, out there trying to find his niche, out there trying to find his role and figure out what it is he's going to be in the NBA. That's Scoot. And so Chauncey Billups has decided, I'm going to have the kid come off the bench, at least for now, so he doesn't have all this pressure. He could just be one of the dudes and go out there and develop slowly. Obviously, the Spurs are never going to bring Wemby off the bench, but he's in a similar mode. Obviously, Wemby's a better ball player than Scoot, but Wemby's still a guy without a role. He's this avatar creature out there running around. Just one night he's bringing the ball down the court. One night he's posting up and they're not seeing him. One night he's playing the wing and shooting threes. God knows who he's going to guard from possession to possession. And so Scoot Henderson's kind of in the same boat. So I look forward to seeing Scoot some. So, okay, I want to see Wemby, and I want to see Scoot, but I ain't going to watch the game unless Wemby's playing. Keldon Johnson appears to be coming off the bench for good, and that's a good thing. He doesn't deserve it. He should be the sixth man, at least for a while. Malachi Branham, who has been starting at point guard because Pop's been stubborn about putting Trey Jones out there. All of a sudden now it looks like Branham is going to be on the bench for a hot minute. This team has no chemistry, no alchemy, as the old school word. It is time for Greg Popovich to cut the bullshit and start Trey Jones at point guard. I don't want to hear, well, our bench isn't very good, so Trey Jones is better off the bench because he leads our second unit. I don't want to hear that shit. Trey Jones is the only point guard you have on the team. When he plays with Wemby and Devin Vassell, the Spurs stats are not terrible for a 4-20, whatever the hell they are team. When Wemby and Vassell and Trey are on the court together, the Mike Taylor Show's own Trey Jones, who you always mock me and you say that we got him benched after we interviewed him. And don't blame me that the coach doesn't know what the hell he's doing when it comes to this position this year. Trey Jones needs to be starting at point guard, and hopefully he will tonight. All right. We have ourselves. This is one of those shows, LG, where we've got to, as we get into the next coming year, we have got to get more bed music. We've got to get sounders. If I got to start selling my ass at truck stops to get the money to pay Gene or some musicians because we can't just go take copyrighted music now that we're on YouTube. Whatever I got to do to get
or
tunes
you could use
done.
the website that we pay for every year that has a shit ton of production
Well,
music that I've
and
told
you
you
and I
about.
you and I need to sit down and look at it. What is the website? Tell me now. I'm writing it down.
I'm going to give them free pub right here. It's
We're
artlist.com.
using the shit. I mean, we might as well. Yeah. What is it called?
Well, they need to sponsor the show is what they need to do.
Well, we're using their shit.
Hey, shout out to the letter P.
I fear the letter P.
Yeah. And odd numbers and small people and rookies.
You mean midgets? You mean midgets?
Little persons.
Midget. That's one of the things. I'm busting LG shit, but no, for real, we got it. We got it. I want to find the right bed tunes for segments, and we got to build our drop page too. The Elgato drop machine, brought to you by Shannon and Hal, Fine Thunderdomers. So, what is the website called? Just tell me. It's fine.
It's just Artlist.
Artlist.
Yeah.
Anybody can go to it and use their tunes.
No, you got to pay for it. It's paid. Yeah, it's royalty-free production.
Well, okay, well, text me the password and all that shit so I can get in there and listen to some.
Yeah, well, you can listen to it for free. Just tell me which ones you need.
Oh, you just can't use them without paying for a subscription.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
well, legally.
Okay.
Yeah, we have legal. We're legal. We're a legit business here these days.
I know.
We got licenses to all this music. They're not royalty.
I know we're a legit business after 6 times of getting fined by the FCC and gotten bitched at by the NFL and Major League Baseball.
We've been reprimanded by all the major sports networks.
Yeah, that's one of the most memorable things of 2023.
All the major sports leagues and the major sports broadcast networks.
Yeah, getting our hands slapped by all major pro leagues this year is one of the highlights of this show in 20 and 23.
Although we haven't. There hasn't been an NHL thing, but they're not.
Well, we'd have to actually talk hockey.
Exactly, yeah. And hockey sucks.
Well, hockey doesn't suck.
Unless you're there, it's fun.
Yeah, hockey doesn't suck.
I'd give anything for a hockey team back in San Antonio. Honestly.
I would too. It's got to be something that's really notable before we're going to do a hockey segment. All right. No, the reason I bring up the need for bed tunes, let me get my red pen out here. I'm going to make some notes here to remind myself to go to artlist.com. I don't mind giving them a plug. Hell, we have a subscription and we're using their shit.
Yeah, we should reach out to them and see if they'll hook us up.
All right, I'm down. A little trade action. They
do a lot. That's how I know about them. They do a lot of partnerships with.
Reach out to their asses. All right, sounds good to me. No, we could use a bed. We could use a bed tune right now because it is time for sports diddling. We have a sports person and fucking that have mixed. I don't hate that.
We'll see where it goes.
Okay. Who makes these tunes that we can just purchase? Some rando house band or session players?
Random musicians sitting.
All right, this will work for now. I like it. We have a high school coach busted. Don't get the wrong idea. He wasn't knocking off a slice in the band hall. He was dropping hundos at the club. You see the story of this soccer coach who ran up all this money on the school district's credit card at a strip club?
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
You know where Bridgeport is? Bridgeport's in Wise County, way north of Fort Worth. Way the hell up. Everybody from Wise County talks like this. Just know, for y'all that don't know about Wise County, everybody up here talks like this. Kind of high pitch, super North Texas accent like that. That's how everybody talks. So this dipshit named JD, and what a great name for this county too, JD Bales. Oh, JD, let's go, Coach JD. That's JD Bales. Coaching soccer at Bridgeport. Probably didn't know shit about soccer, but it's the only job he could get. So he looked up soccer.com or whatever, got soccer for dummies at Barnes & Noble. JD Bales, a now former soccer coach at Bridgeport High, has been arrested on a felony charge of theft of property. Was released after posting a $10,000 bond. This dude took the Bridgeport High School's credit card that they let him use on road trips and ran up a bill of over $5,000 in a titty bar in Houston. He has now quit from his coaching position. Kind of hard to coach when you're locked up in the clink.
Go home and get your fucking shine box.
He was a middle school special education teacher. Evidence has showed that he used a Bridgeport ISD credit card at the Men's Club of Houston over the summer. Coach JD. You think he coached like that? What was it? What the hell was that TV show where the football coach was coaching soccer in England? Everybody loved that show. I watched it once and couldn't take it. Anyway.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yeah. He's probably like watching Ted Lasso for motivation and shit. Wearing socks up to his knees, old school style. So this dude Bales ran up a bill, $5,455.81. What the fuck's he spending money on in there? I mean, even if it's one of those bars where they take you upstairs and they do more than VIP you know, like a brothel sitch.
What do we get for $10?
$5,400? You buying Dom Perignon for everybody? And how the hell do you not think you're going to get busted by the district?
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. So the school district obviously was like, yeah, what's up with the $5,400 you ran up at the men's club? He paid it back when he got busted. But now he's been arrested and his coaching career is over and he's been arrested for theft of property. He won't last. I mean, how much time do you get for stealing $5,400 on a credit card that doesn't belong to you? 3 to 6 months,
I'm pretty
maybe.
Sure that at that after like a certain amount, it's felony. I think after $5,000, maybe.
Yeah, but
Correct me if I'm wrong. Depends on where you're at, but I think it's around $5,000. It goes up to a different charge.
He'll probably get probation, but
like
we don't have any room in
something.
we don't have any room in our prisons for rando petty theft credit card thief. You know, what a dumbass! Punch him, punch JD Bales, for running up $5,400 at a strip club. Even if it was his own money, who the fuck spends that kind of money in a strip club? I've been to strip clubs. I ain't spending no $5,400. That's stupid.
We love you long time.
Insane. There ain't no hand job. Charlie Hernandez, he probably got a hand job. Ain't no hand job worth $5,400. Yeah.
You think James Harden dropped $5,400 at Rick's the other day here in town?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because he's probably giving $500 to every girl and buying Dom Perignon and all that shit. Because he's a douche. All right, so that's it. Punch JD Bales, the Bridgeport soccer coach. Also, speaking of douches, Russell Wilson's in the news. He's a douche. Russell Wilson has been benched in Denver because he's a little bitch. He's a little fake Christian douchebag who got really super rich in Seattle and turned into one of the biggest prima donnas in the NFL. The reason why Seattle got rid of Russ was not just to get draft picks and save money on his contract. It was to get rid of a D-bag in their locker room that guys had turned on. Russell Wilson's an asshole. And you put two assholes in the same locker room, Russell Wilson and my boy Sean Payton, I'm not surprised at all that this didn't last a season. So Sean Payton decided yesterday that he's going to bench Russ for the next 2 games. Now, there's a caveat in Russell Wilson's contract that states that if he is not healthy in March, there's like some sort of March date, maybe March the 1st, something like that. where if he's not healthy, then he's owed $35 million in bonuses. That sounds weird, but if he's not healthy, he gets a $35 million kick in to his contract. And so by benching him now, they're protecting him from getting hurt. That way, God forbid he blow his Achilles out this week. And that way in March, he's not healthy. And so Denver would have to give him all of this money. As it is, even if they release Russ here in 2 weeks, they're going to eat over $80 million in dead money. The Cowboys have a conundrum on their hands with Dak. Because of, Dak's a $59 million cap hit next year. And so the Cowboys have debated early in the season whether or not to release Dak, or because they've either wanted to give him an extension, move his money to the future to save room in the cap, or maybe just outright release him if he had a bad year, which he's had a good year. Now he ain't won no damn playoff games yet. And I'm not saying that Dak's a hell of a lot better quarterback at this stage than Russell Wilson is. Russell was one of the elite quarterbacks in his heyday, but Russell's a 35-year-old asshole who's just gotten himself kicked out of 2 locker rooms over the span of 8 months. They ran his ass out of the room in Seattle. That was not just about business. And now they're done with him in Denver. They're going to run Stephenville's own Jarrett Stidham out there this week and next week. And part of it's money, but part of it is moving on from Russell Wilson. And Russell's he's an asshole. And he's so fake. God, he's so fake. Every time he speaks, it's just shit. He needs a diaper for his mouth. And so it looks like he's not just out as starter this year. He's out in Denver. And some myopic team like the Raiders will probably bring his ass in and compete with Garoppolo or something, You mentioned the letter P earlier. What did the letter P do? Buy us 5 coffees?
That's right.
I like it. Thank you, letter P. I got distracted by the fact that he's the letter P. All right, so there's that. Show brought to you in part today by Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of Thunderdome. There are 9 locations all over the greater San Antonio area. So it ain't matter where you live. You can find one right there by you somewhere. Just look them up on your phone. You just go to Siri. Hey, Siri. Show me directions to Texas Cheer Liquor.
Which one?
Boom. You see that shit? There's so many. Homegirl get a smart ass. Which one? The one close to me. Bitch ass hoe. Anyway, so there's an idea. You ever yell at Siri or Alexis? You ever get mad, like you literally yell at, like, shut the fuck up. Well, you're wrong, bitch.
You should. I bet the old Bezos has some crazy recordings of people just screaming at that thing.
I said
collects
right
all the
turn.
recordings.
Right. I said Red Lobster, not red herring.
I've
you
cussed,
stupid
like
bitch.
when she malfunctions. Oh my God, I lay into her, and she'd be like, if there's something wrong, you can leave feedback.
That's funny. She always smart mouths me like I'm not going to reply. She'll get mad at me.
Well, I think Siri's a little more smart ass.
She is totally a smart ass. Yeah. But anyway, there's an idea.
And
Which
Alex is a little more
right.
Robotic, I should say.
Right. Yeah. Alexa creeps me out. She is very robotic. She's very AI robot living in your walls. Siri's she's a little bitch.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's an example of there's so many. She's like, which one? Well, there's 9. The one near me. So there's one near you. It is New Year's Eve Sunday, and New Year's Eve is a Sunday. And in this state that is run by the televangelists of the world, we're not allowed to buy liquor on Sundays. So make sure you get your stuff in for New Year's Eve celebratories today or tomorrow. We are open until 9 o'clock tonight and tomorrow. We open at 10. What's up, Spoon DJ? Bought 5 coffees. Go K-State, go Chiefs, go Spurs, fat guys rock. Thank you, Spoon. That's my boy Spoon. Thunderdomers checking in from the great state of Kansas, literally shaped like a square. Anyway, so New Year's Eve is coming up, so make sure you get your booze on. Texas Cheer Liquor open 10 to 9 tonight and tomorrow. They're not open Sunday because of Texas, so make sure you get your stuff in there today. Okay. Carlos is in here. All Russ has to do is go every day to Whataburger and get diabetes so he can get that $30 million. Yeah, I would make sure I wasn't healthy. I think it has to. I'm sure that there's some specs in there where it has to be football related. I'd go work out go to an OTA or something. Oh, I guess it's before the OTA. I'd go to some workout and have someone smash into my knee or whatever. But they've got ways to protect themselves. He's not going to get that money. Now, he's going to get paid a lot of more money, but not that $30 million bonus or whatever the hell it is. Navarro's in here. Got the week off. Cheers. Here's to that whiskey in the coffee. Oh, putting whiskey in the coffee in the morning. I like it.
Yeah, Irish coffee.
Time. Very good. Yeah. Get a little Bailey's in there. Sell those at Texas Cheers. Got maybe a little Ryan's. Ryan's is another one that we sell there.
Y'all got any coconut flavored whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you need, Holmes?
I don't need anything, but that's really good in coffee.
Well, you need some for your coffee? For that espresso maker you got? Coconut. I'm going to make a note. Coconut whiskey. Coconut whiskey? I've had peanut butter.
Yeah. Coconut whiskey is pretty good.
Oh,
shit. They have coconut pecan and different kinds.
And see, I've had pecan. I've had peanut butter. I've had almond, but I've not had coconut. Doesn't sound awesome, but I like coconut. I like whiskey. I'm willing to try both in each other. George with a $5 super chat donation. Thank you. Can we please bring back soundbite of Mike almost getting struck by lightning, please?
I wish.
You know what? I'm going to make a note. I'm not ruling that out, lightning strike audio. Lightning strike audio. It is classic. I hate to, even if we don't run it very often.
I don't know where you would be able to get that. That definitely got purged by iHeart for sure.
Well, let me do some research on that, because when we were looking for it a few years ago, it was a Thunderdomer in Austin who recorded.
Well, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
who recorded a lot of our shows, because this is pre-podcast, and he didn't want to miss it, so he would literally record us and listen to us on his own. He was literally making his own podcast out of our radio show.
Nice.
And he go back and listen to it, and he actually went back and he actually had the audio. I think he lived in Round Rock. I want to say somewhere north Austin, and he had it
to the Twitter world.
All right, I will. Yeah. I would like to bring that back. All right, that's a good segue into the rest of this show. Let's chat about this year that's been. My God. Where do we begin with the year we just had? As people, you and me, as a little company. Thank you, George. There's George's $5 that just went through. I guess I see it before it goes in.
Yeah, you get preview of it.
That's right. I got that admin access. That's right.
I want me some glory hole.
Where do we even begin? You know what I'm going to do, and I know y'all get beaten down by this, but that's okay. Because you shouldn't. These are all Thunderdomers. I just want to think. It's been a crazy ass year in which I went and took the tablecloth on my career and just ripped the tablecloth out on my career, and made that decision. And started doing this show exclusively along with our Cowboys Overreact show. And we still have a plan here. This show is going to continue on. It's not going anywhere. Now, it doesn't mean we won't make changes. We want to build a content network, not just me and LG either. We want to do stuff with people. We want to own shows in the future. We have a lot of goals here, but these are the lean times. These are the days where we're just a small band driving around in a van, playing clubs, and selling mixtapes out of the trunk of our car. And the only reason we've been able to hold up this long is due to our partners. Y'all are partners, you viewers and listeners, you Thunderdomers. But and I must say this too, our Thunderdomers have literally become sponsors too. We have made money thanks to donations like, George in here with a $5 hit, or the letter P who bought 5 coffees just this morning. That stuff adds up. If all of y'all bought us 1 coffee a day, that would keep us going. If all of y'all became $6 a month members, that would keep us going. But without sponsors, no way we're still on here. So, in no particular order, San Antonio City Soccer Club. What a glorious time of the year that wound up being, where we literally now have a soccer field named after us. It's Thunderdome Field up at San Antonio City Soccer. There it is right there, man. How badass is that? Our partnership on paper anyway technically has ended, but that doesn't matter at all. I'm not worried about that. We're friends for life with everybody out at San Antonio City Soccer Club. I'm proud that we were able to help them get that field sponsored while they were helping us. It was a pat you on the back, I'll pat you back deal. And they helped keep this show going financially this year for 3 or 4 months, and we helped them get a field built. How badass is that? McFinnigan's Bar, the official pub of this show, which we've not done anything lately at just because we've been so busy, and they understand that. They've been busy too. McFinnigan's is a place we've had a lot of great times this year. Continue to plan to have more great times in the coming year. The law office of Orlando Kell. There'd be no Cowboys postgame show without the law office of Orlando Kell. Look at that. We just got 10 coffees. I feel like Jerry Lewis doing a telethon right now. Someone bought us
anonymous.
10 coffees just now. Thank you, man. Orlando Kell, the official lawyer of Thunderdome. I knew Orlando's name for years because he's been a Thunderdomer. But for years, Carabin Shaw was the official lawyer of the old radio show. But Carabin Shaw did not come with us when we went off on our own, and that's okay. I understand. But the cool part about that is the partnership we have had with Orlando Kell would have never happened had Jamie Shaw came with us over to this podcast land. And there it is. The official lawyer of us on this podcast is Orlando Kell. Brad, the mortgage guy. Remember the big tall guy, Brad, the mortgage guy, who was with us for a couple of months, our mortgage guy? This show is, and even though we're not partners with him anymore, because that was never meant to be a long-term deal, Brad did that to help us get started. Like, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 months. If I get a couple of calls, great, but I believe in what y'all are doing, and I just want to help you get started. I will never forget that. Whether Brad spends another penny with us or not ever again, he is one of the OG sponsors of our show when it went exclusive online. Hank, the real estate man. I'll never forget Hank. I haven't heard from Hank in a few weeks. I need to reach out to Hank.
His name is Hank.
Love Hank. Hank was a great dude. We had a great bit going with that guy. He is one of our OG sponsors too, man. R&R Auto Glass, who followed us over from iHeart, which I'll never forget. R&R has been the official auto glass company of this show for a long time, years going on the radio show, 10 at least. And Janet and Rick, they made the decision to follow us to the podcast realm and have not gone away from us. And I love them forever. Whether they ever spend another nickel or not, we're friends por vida because they were there in the beginning of this time. Obviously, Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store. The Ringer Pub, where we have another remote coming up soon, don't we, LG?
No one told me.
3 weeks, buddy. Wild card week, Holmes. Remember? Cowboy playoff game. Dude, we're 3 weeks away here from this.
I forgot they were in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Cowboys made the playoffs, hell or high water.
Damn.
So we got Detroit. We got Detroit this week, Washington next week, and the following week we got a wild card game, homie. We got a wild card game, and they haven't. I don't know if we're going to find out that week whether we play on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. But anyway, that post game show in a few weeks will be at the Ringer Pub. Live Oak Vodka, remember them? They ghosted us, but that's okay. We still love them hard. They were there for us at the beginning when this show got started. They were for 3 months anyway. They were the official vodka of this show. Elite Collision Repair. Remember Elite Collision up in Bernie?
Oh yeah.
They were with us for a couple of months. The official collision center. Integrity Roofing. I mean, I'm doing that 3 Cents podcast. I appreciate the employees at Integrity Roofing. Sunburst Gymnastics. They're the ones that bought that soccer field up there on the north side. So none of this happens, man, without all those folks. LG and I made this insane decision to put our futures on the line by investing in ourselves and investing in our future isn't that crazy that in order to invest in your future, you have to literally put it on the line? One of my life tenets that I have tried to go by for all of my life is to always have the guts to go get the sweet fruit, chase the sweet fruit. Unfortunately, thank you, Locked On Spurs. Enjoy those 10 coffees, fellas. Was that from you, Locked On? Appreciate that if it was. The sweetest fruit on every tree is always on the thinnest branch. And if you want the sweet fruit, you've got to risk crawling out there on that thin branch. And that's what we're still in the middle of that right now, me and LG. We're out on that branch still. We're trying to pick that sweet fruit. The decision I made to leave iHeart was a 3-year decision. It was in my mind for 3 years that at some point I wanted to go off on my own. The timing needed to be right. I needed some things to happen. Some things that were unforeseen went on up there at that place, which I am legally obligated to keep quiet, which is fine. I mean, there was no criminal activity or anything. I didn't, I didn't get thrown through a window or anything goofy like that. But we left on not great terms, and I hate that. I hate that. But whether or not we had good terms or not, I had my eyes set on leaving iHeartRadio at some point. And I'll be honest with you, my goal was probably to figure out an exit strategy at iHeart right around now. I just, for a lot of different reasons, made the decision to move that up to June. And so, because it's like, well, if we're going to do it, let's just do it. Let's just get it done. Why wait till the end of the year? If you're going to do it, do it. Heart's out of it anyway. And I don't have any ill will toward iHeart at all. It ain't like they're not some axis of evil over there. And I would be open to going back to iHeart. I don't know that they'd ever be open to bringing me back, but I'd be open to going back over there in the right circumstance. But I needed to do this, and then once we went off on our own, then I made the very difficult decision to go solo and to do this show with just me, with LG as producer. And that was not an easy thing to do. That was a very difficult decision. I do not regret the decision to go it alone, sans Sam Freeze. I regret the way I handled it. I don't think I did not handle it the right way. I do not regret the decision to do so. I regret the way I handled it. And I regret that Puma chose not to stay with us because we offered Puma his own show on our network. And I wanted Sam to do all the Cowboys post games with me and share in the profits of that show, but Sam did not want to, and that's unfortunate, but that was his decision, and I had to respect it, just like he had to respect my decision to do this show solo. So it's been a hell of a year. We've made some mistakes, but not nearly as many as we could have made, and in a lot of ways, as far as right now, I'm knock on wood, I don't want to jinx us. I think our little thing here it continues to go in the right direction. It's sailing along. We're not full speed ahead, but we're just cruising. We're cruising, but we're looking for that. We're looking to catch the right wave on the right day, and this thing's really going to take off at some point. I don't have any doubt about that. It is not my, I did not set out to, put iHeart out of business or screw over anybody in town. Everybody has their own thing. I mean, I would put this podcast up against anybody else's that does one in the city, and that's not that's not just the sports people. That's anybody doing any podcast in this town. I think we're as good. I think we're the best one. We may not be the most popular one, but I think we're the best one. That Michelle Beadle does a podcast, and Wondery picked her podcast up. And, I ain't hating on her. I wish I had a big name too like that, where Wondery would hire me, but I don't. So I'm down here fighting for scraps. So while we may not have as many listeners as Michelle's, I'd put ours up against her. And I'm not calling her out. I'm calling everybody out. I think we're better than everybody in the city. But honestly, as we take this show to another level, the fart drops me and LG's uncomfortable. He wants me to end the show. As we take this thing to another level, it is not going to just be my goal to have the best podcast in town. I want to have one of the best podcasts in Texas. Then I want to have one of the best podcasts there are. That's my goal.
I've gotten a lot better at this YouTubing.
And I think I have gotten better at handling this and doing it. There are some things that we want to get done, though, that we need to do as we go forth here to take us to that next level. And I cannot wait to tell y'all what it is if it ever happens, when that day does come. All right? That's it. We're done. Love y'all hard. Love you hard. Come see me at the liquor store. I'll be at the one on Boulevardy and Evans over the next 2 days a lot.
Yeah, we got 3 Cents podcast at 1 o'clock. Members
1 o'clock.
can actually watch that now because we have a flux capacitor that can send you into the future.
Hell yeah! What's up? Members get the members get the show sent to them early. I love it.
Yeah,
That's good shit. Anything we do in the future, by the way, announcement-wise or special shit, members need to be able to get a hold of that earlier, too, than all everybody else. Just to get we got to get members in here.
Yeah, and Happy New Year if I don't see you before the New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Am I going to...
no, we're doing Saturday, so I'll see you Saturday.
I'll see you Saturday. Thank you,
All
Ruben.
right.
I can't quit you either. Y'all just keep roll with us. You longtime Thunderdomers, thank you for your patience. Roll with us. We'll see you. I'll see you Saturday night after the Cowboys-Lions game. We'll do this show again next week.
And possibly we might have a.
My bad. How dare I? Yeah, the Pickles for Dinner season finale drops tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah, don't.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Podcaster now. So we've got this one, we've got 3 Cents at 1, and we've got Pickles for Dinner tonight at 7. So I need to switch T-shirts, so I'll be stanky by then. All right, that's it. We're done.
At midnight on the New Year, members look out for a teaser announcment.
Really? Huh? Wait,
Maybe.
what? Wait,
Possibly.
no one told me.
Possibly.
Possibly. All right, there's possibly a teaser. A teaser.
There's going to be something at
All
midnight.
right. At
Just
midnight.
a little something for members.
Right on. Right as soon as the clock hits January 1, huh?
Exactly.
Interesting. What
might not be a video.
Be?
Might not be a video, but it'll be something.
All right. What might that be? We'll let you know. God knows we got a lot going on right now, but man, it's just one of those times where being a businessman is difficult. All right, we're done. Love y'all hard. Happy New Year. Tune in here on Saturday and check out Cowboys-Lions postgame. It's Overreact presented by Orlando Kell Saturday night. This next show, it's tentative. We'll tell you, but I'll let you know. Love you hard. Thank you to LG. Thank you to all the Thunder Numbers. Thank you to you boys that contributed to us financially today. We love you hard. Peace out. See you Saturday night after Cowboys and Lions. That I know. That I can promise. Love you hard. Later.
Come back, you puppy!
Mike Taylor Live is presented by Texas Cheer Liquor.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?